guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Heather Salter-Purves. I'm a queer author of dark fantasy and I've been gone for a while. This is my jumping back into it video, so if you'd like to grab a cup of tea, coffee or your beverage of choice, we're just going to have a good catch up and yarn. So yeah, I got about halfway through April with Camp NaNoWriMo for my revision of Her Daffodil Queen. And just got really overwhelmed with personal life and professional life, and my creativity and motivation plummeted. So I decided that I would take a step back, breathe and refill my creative well and readjust my expectations of myself and a few other things moving forward. So I have been doing a great deal of reading. I have done zip of the writing. So I really need to get back into doing that. So they are what I'm going to talk to you. So I've got my reading plans for June. And then I've got some writing plans moving forward. And I would love to have your opinion on some of the writing plans. So first up, my reading plans. My book club this month strangely chose 2 books to read. We don't usually do that. I think we couldn't decide on which one we wanted. One of them was, we haven't read any Shakespeare reimagining, so we should do that. And someone else liked the mixed media idea of the book and the thriller mystery aspect. So those 2 books are Lady Macbethed by Isabel Scholar, which is a reimagining of Lady Mick. So the blurb is a daughter of the ousted king, descendant of the ancient druids, and a child of a prophesied that one day Guruk will be queen of Alaba. When she is betrothed to Duncan, heir-elect, appears to confirm the prophecy. She leaves behind her home, her family, and her close friend Macbethed, and travels to the royal seat of Scone to embrace her new position. And nothing is as anticipated as Duncan's court is full of sly words and unfriendly faces, women desperate to usurp her position and others whose motives are shrouded in mystery. This, as her coronation approaches, a deadly turn of events forces to flee Duncan and the capital, finding herself alone, vulnerable, and at the mercy of an old enemy. Her hope in becoming queen of all but lost. She does what she must to survive, vowing that one day she will fulfill her destiny and take up the future owed to her, whatever it takes. I also just generally love this cover of a sword and a crown. And then we have, this is the 3rd book by this author. It's The Mysterious Case of the Alberton Angels by Janice Hallett. She's written such things as The Pill and the 12-Fit Code. Everyone knows the sad story of the Alberton Angels, the cult who brainwashed a teenage girl and convinced her that her newborn baby was the Antichrist, believing they had a divine mission to kill the infant. They were only stopped when the girl came to her senses and called the police. The angels committed suicide rather than standing trial, while mother and baby disappeared into the care system. Nearly 2 decades later, true crime author Amanda Bailey is writing a book on the angels. The Alberton baby has turned 18 and can fully be interviewed. If Amanda can find them, it will be a true crime scoop of the year and save her flagging career. But a rival author, Oliver Menzies, is just as smart and better connected, is also on the baby's trail. As Amanda and Oliver are forced to collaborate, they realize that what everyone thinks they know about the angels is wrong. The truth is something much darker and stranger than they'd ever imagined, and the story of the Alberton Angels is far from over. So that just sounds, those are the 2 books I'll be reading for my book club. Then it is Pride Month, so I have a bunch of books I'm going to be reading from the Queer Lit Readathon. I've got 2 audiobooks and a graphic novel digitally to read. I'm going to be listening to A Marvelous Light by Freya. I know this is Victorian, male love story. I think it's got a hint or speculative. It's just been on my radar for a really long time, so I want to read that. I also want to get to I Wish You All the Best by Mason Danver, who is a non-binary author, so getting a great deal of representation as the main character is also non-binary, and that's not part of the LGBT community I generally read. Furthermore, we're going into another sort of gender identity book in terms of a non-fiction graphic memoir, being genderqueer. I know this one has gotten a lot of flack lately, being banned a whole bunch, which I think is a bit... I'm not a fan of censoring books. I do have a tea time talk, which is on the page here for you. So they are the 3 digital books I'll be picking up. I then want to try and get to Girl Serpent Thorn. This has been on my list to read for ages. It is a female story about a young woman who falls in love with her brother's bride, and there is a demon in the dungeons of the castle that she makes a deal with to learn her fate and truths. I then have this beautiful Art Deco style copy of In the Ravenous Dark, and the tagline is, she loves a princess, she's bound to be a warrior, she must betray them both. So magic is rare in this world. Those power are careful, watched and assigned to undead spirits who guard them and control them. Since her father died to save her from this fate, Roven has kept her magic a secret, but when the accident exposes her powers, she's dragged to the palace against her will and thrust into the maelstrom of inquiry and deception. Desperate to escape, she is drawn to 2 people she cannot truly trust, a powerful spirit to whom she has been bound, and a beguiling, rebellious princess struggling with her own destiny. So that is up my alley. And A.M. Strickland is on my list of authors to read this year. And then I still need to get around to reading Wilder Girls by Rory Power, which is a sapphic retelling of Lord of the Flies, where a prestigious boarding school is on an island, and a tox breaks out and there is body horror, and then the school is quarantined. That is generally the books I'm hoping to get to this month, and then I will be moving on to my writing plans. So I do have Her Daffodil Queen coming out soon. I will be doing a bit more work on it before it goes into paperback, so if you are looking at supporting me, I would love it, but please wait till the paperback comes out, even if you are going to get the ebook so it is in its finest form. I then have 3 projects that I am tickling towards in the drafting stage, and that is the 2nd book in my Keepers of Devil's Bay, which is a young adult dark paranormal book. I then have the 2nd book in the Twisted Garden saga, which will be following the Fisher King legend. And then I also have Project Veil, which is a demon, witches, elf, big high fantasy novel that I actually would like to at some stage try querying in the trenches. So they are my writing thing. They are in various stages of drafts. I know I could probably get the 2nd book in Keepers of Devil's Bay to the editing and completion stage by the end of the year, but I'm also feeling that I might be more inclined to go in the fantasy direction more than the contemporary paranormal direction. So to refill my creative well, I have been doing a bunch of reading, and I've actually gone back into my knitting. I have knit a shawl for myself, some toys for my newly born nephew, and some friends' children whose birthdays are coming up, and I'm finding that quite relaxing and therapeutic to get back into, along with taking long walks with audiobooks with my beautiful dog Jersey. So I'm sorry I disappeared with no real explanation. I am so pleased and thankful you guys came back. Timestamps down below if you want to jump around. Let me know what you're reading in June. Yeah, and also please give me an opinion on the writing plans. That would be greatly appreciated. And I will be putting a bunch of new videos up. I will be looking at doing the mid-year freakout tag. I'll be revisiting the authors I want to try and read for the first time, because I know I was doing those every year since I think 2019, 2020. So I'd actually be really curious to see if I'd actually achieved ticking off those lists or how far away I am. And also if I'm still interested in reading those authors. So if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the red thumbs up button, because I will be getting back onto a regular live stream and video schedule. Thank you for staying around. If you've made it this far and you just want to show your support, please give me a big hug emoji. But until next time, let's use our voices to promote positive change in the world. Thank you and bye-bye.